So, we got a special guest here today. I had no idea he was coming, but we're going to continue along this path of the legal realm. And I want you guys to get ready and give a loud and a warm round of applause for constitutional lawyer Rocco Galati.
For him to speak first before I say a few words to you, and that's Professor Byram Rigo. It's great to be here. I'll tell you, as a faculty member and a professor, it's wonderful to be surrounded by so many critical thinkers. I miss that at my university. So I am an associate professor of viral immunology. I'm a vaccinologist. I've published about vaccines. My funding is in the area of to work with vaccines. So I know all about these vaccines. I received funding from the provincial and federal government to develop COVID-19 vaccines. Generally speaking, I love vaccines, but I do not love these current COVID-19 vaccines. And what I want to tell you is, I came forward quite some time ago once I realized that these vaccines were not working like all of our traditional vaccines. And in fact, when these get injected into your shoulder, only about 25% of the dose remains in your shoulder, the rest goes throughout your body. And so there's lots of safety concerns about that. I've been very public about it. But what I want to mention today is the cutting edge science that's been coming out. So, just to make sure you're up to speed, a recent published study has shown that for males between the ages of 12 to 15, and many of you may know that I've got a special heart for our youth, for our kids, and for our college and university students. So for males between 12 and 15, they're at 6 times higher risk of having heart inflammation following vaccines than they are developing severe COVID-19, okay? So that is an example right there where we should not be using this vaccine at all. We should not be mandating it. It's finally being acknowledged that many women are experiencing unusual vaginal bleeding following vaccination. Women have been fighting to have this recognized for a long, long time. It's only being recognized now by providing funding to conduct research to see if this might be real. This is the reverse of how science is to be practiced. And the other thing I want to mention is, so this is cutting edge. Most people do not know this. You'll be among the first to know. There was a landmark study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and it was used as the foundation for arguing that vaccinating pregnant women was safe. They argued that the miscarriage rate was no higher than background. Several of my colleagues had to fight hard. They could not get their letter to the editor published, but they were able to get the editor to go to the authors and check it. And this has not been publicized, but the authors have been forced to publish a correction to that paper that says their conclusions were wrong. There is no evidence from that paper that it's safe, and yet we're mandating these vaccines to pregnant women anyways right now. I want you to be aware of this current science, okay? And the other thing I want to mention, because I'm a faculty member, I just want to tell you some of the stories from my institution. Right now, everybody on my campus is vaccinated. I can't go on my campus. I've been banned for the next year. Everybody's vaccinated, and I'm asking them to look around. You don't need to be a scientist. Every student is masked. Every person on the campus has to distance. They have to stand on dots. They're told what door to go in, which one to go out, when they can go in the door, when they can leave the building. Everything is being monitored and policed. There have been limitations placed on how long they can spend in the cafeteria and how they have to eat within a certain time frame, and they have to remask. This is in a 100% vaccinated population. It's ridiculous. And our students, I have seen many of our students who have had to take these vaccines because the choice was get vaccinated or suffer a mental or physical breakdown because they couldn't sleep for several days. Many of these staff and faculty members of my university were crying uncontrollably before, during, and after the vaccination. This is absolutely wrong, and I'm going to continue to fight as hard as I can on behalf of our children, our